So I'm going to go through how to plant up a layered summer bulb container. We'll see. So I'm going to scoot you down so you won't be able to see me. You'll just see the bulbs, the container. So I'll take you guys for a second. If I scoot you down so you can see what I'm doing, I'll talk you through it as I go, and then I'll flip the camera back round again at the end. Excuse the noise in the background. Jill wants to play, but I've had to shut the door so she doesn't keep coming in. Bless her. Right. So I'm going to empty the bulbs out one by one in each layer so I can tell you what I've got. So first layer I've got lilies. We have got, so if you can see the lily bulbs there, they're quite big. So they're going on the bottom level. So yes, so the lily bulbs are quite big, so they need to go on the bottom. So they have the most compost, if you like, layer on top of them. So as you go up, if you remember me saying, the smaller bulbs sit on the top and they go down to the bigger bulbs. So we're just going to set those out in sort of the middle, if you like. I'm not going to go around the edge because I want them to be clumped, if you like, into the middle. So when we're putting them in, plant them with the spiky bit at the top and the roots downwards, the roots facing down. For obvious reasons, they can't root upside down. Well, they could, but it would just take them longer and they wouldn't be so happy. I'm putting them sort of 4 in the centre there, then they'll grow up. You can see that all right. So the roots are facing down. I've just sat them on the surface like that, all down, so they'll just root straight down, and then when it's time, they'll start to flower upwards. So that's the first layer. Quite straightforward, really, and if you think about it, the size of the bulbs kind of dictates to what level they should be on. So the bottom layer is the biggest bulbs, so that's the lilies. So I say I put them in the middle because I want them to come up in the middle of the display. If you visualise, you just spray as you're building them. And then I'm going to put the compost on top and then build my next layer. When you're doing your layers, you see I'm using quite fibrous multi-purpose compost, which is good. You can use bulb fibre as well, which is fine. It just means that it's a lot more free draining when it's quite fibrous, and bulbs obviously like free draining soil. So when we're filling this container, my last level will be at the, I don't know if you can see the rim I've got here, the rim around the edge. It's like a metal stitching, if you like. That's the highest I'm going to go with the compost. So then they've got that bit is like a shelter, if you like, for the smaller plants, and it will hold the moisture, etc. when you water them. But we won't go right up to the very top. So again, we're filling compost to double the height of the bulbs. So think of the bulb's height, and then imagine double that in height for the compost layer to go to. There we go. Next we have got this surface. So the irises are sort of mid-sized irises. They're not really tall like flag irises or bearded irises. They're mid-sized, nice, multicoloured ones. So they're going to be really nice. So they're going to be the next ring round, if you like. So the lilies are going to come up through the middle, and then these are going to be around the edge. So I'm just going to space them. So you want to leave at least a bulb space apart. So that'll be a bulb. So I'm going to do them a little bit more to give them room to divide up and spread. You can see clearly with these ones, the root at the bottom and the spike at the sprout at the top. There we go. Fab. So say the lilies are here, and then the irises will be here, as you can see. So I'm going to put the next layer in now. So if you see the height of the bulb, see the height of the bulb, and then you go double again. So that should take us up to about there, if you like, yeah, abouts. And then the top layer will be the Queen Fabiola and the Oxalis, which will take us up to there. So let me put the next layer of compost in. A little bit more. There we go. And then to the top. Empty them out. So these can go around the rim, if you like. So the band around the edge. You can dot them in and through as well. because they'll grow up they're on the top level, so they'll grow up nicely between anything. So I'm just going to go, because I'm going to mix these in with the oxalis in a minute. So then you've got upright and ground cover all growing on the same top level, because they're all quite small. Right, and you can go there. So they're roughly evenly spaced apart. See, it's a trial and error. Right. Now there was one here that I just felt that was a bit squishy. If I can find it again. Is that one? Oh, that one. See? There's always one or two in a pack, if you can see that are a bit manky. Now they always account for that in the bag sizes and everything, so don't worry about it, just throw it away. They won't grow, they'll just go mouldy and compost down into the compost, so it's fine. But yeah, just don't bother planting them. There's always one or two. It's just nature of the beast, I suppose. So these are the oxalis. They will be the ground cover, so they will spread out nicely. So I'm going to plant these around the edge, if you like, in the rim. I'm going to move some of these, I think, in between the irises and the lilies as well, to grow up, just to create a little bit of extra little height and texture there. But the oxalis are really nice for ground covers, but they need to be around the edge ideally, because they'll trail in between, but they like to have a bit of freedom. So I'm going to put these around the edge. Again, not too close together, but they can get away with a little bit closer than most because they're tiny. Let's have a look. Have I got it all sorted? Ring, ring. Oh, it's all good fun. There you go. Trying to set them out so it's equal spacing. So we got the taller ones at the bottom as you work up. So you've got the lilies, irises, then you've got the smaller bulbs at the top, which are ground cover, and the smaller, lower level ones, if you like. I have got some spare bulbs which I'll put into a trough later. I put the discarded, the manky ones. So then I'm going to make this level up now to the bar, if you like, to the stitching around the edge, and then that will finish the top off. What I will do another day then, when I've got some coming up, so I don't think I have any ready yet, no, I'm going to plant bedding plants along the top as well. So when they've sort of dying off, if you like, or yeah, dying off, the oxalis will come up through and they'll look all pretty. But they'll grow up happily, grow up through, so it's not a problem. So you can always do that as a top layer if you haven't got any smaller bulbs. So you can plant lilies and irises and things on the bottom layer and then top it with bedding plants, and then that will create quite a nice display. They'll grow up through them quite happily with no issues, and then that will be like your top layer. That'll look lovely. But at the moment I'm leaving it like this, and then another day I will plant on top. Let's finish the layering off. So a really nice idea for a spring bulb display is daffodils planted in the bottom, because they're quite big bulbs, and then you can get some mini like tete-a-tetes, some really nicer size, and plant those in the next layer, and then top it off with either primroses, or you can plant pansies and things in the top. So that's a really good, a nice spring one as well. So thinking what else you could plant in the top. Well, there's loads of things, but yeah, that makes a really nice spring display. You could do it with bluebells as well on the top level, or grape hyacinths, so anything like that. But yeah, just some ideas. So we're up to the edge, but we've got a nice rim there for them as well. So that's it completed. As I say, I will plant up the top another day. So I would say April time you should start seeing green growth, April, May, and then they'll start flowering in the summer. So that is that. Let me scoot you back so you can see me. Hang on. Can you see me? There we go. That's how I do it. That's how I do a layered lasagna. So if you remember the principle, the biggest bulbs go on the bottom, then that will help you no end. So that's definitely fine. So use the bulb's size as a gauge as to how deep you need to plant them. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Excuse the dirty hands. And yeah, I'll catch you all later. See you later.